Velvet. What's a cat's doing all the way out here?
And she's in quite a state at that.
Definitely odd. Maybe she's had a bit too much catnip.
Don't act like you don't have a paw in this. Meow Killeris is going crazy right meow.
Do you think that's because I woke up the Empyreans?
You think? Of course it is, meow. Take some personal responsibility.
My, it must be quite the scene to make a cat so, furious.
Well, it's not my problem. I'm no hero, and no friend of the cats.
So then you're a villain? A dog lover, perhaps? Come on! She looks like she's in real trouble.
Positively, meow. Alright, fine. Just go to Meow Killeris and I'll give you a cat's towel.
A cat's towel? I don't know what that is, but I want one. Let's help her out, Velvet. We owe it to her.
I suppose. I swear everyone's such a sucker for cats.
Get to the crater and you'll see what's going on. Hurry! Meow.
What makes this cat's towel so unique?
It just looks like a normal cloth to me. Maybe there's more to it. It did belong to a cat's.
I cannot say why, but I have this sudden urge to leave everything else behind and wear only this towel.
Please don't.
Oh, if you insist. I guess even demons have some lines they shouldn't cross.
Yes, definitely.
That's enough, you two. Let's just start heading to Mount Killeros.
Here I come! No mercy! Wounds I will shoot!
Come on, really?
Here I come!
Come on, really?
Everyone knows that the scariest demons are found on Class 4 islands.
Yes. The Abbey's made sure to spread the word so that people don't put themselves in danger.
Yeah, and from what I know, the worst of the lot is a place called Boss Island.
Boss Island? I don't think I've ever heard of it.
I'd be surprised if you had. It's just a name we pirates gave it. All the biggest and baddest of demons come to that island to fight and kill each other.
So that's why you call it Boss Island! I'm just glad they're killing each other off and leaving us alone.
I bet it makes for quite the show, too. Maybe give it a name, like Ultimate Demon Fighting Championship or something.
Oh, that's a great idea! It sounds so festive. Bet it'd be fun!
Oh yes, you could even be the star of the whole show. There you'd be, standing alone against the nastiest critters around. I guarantee you'll have all of Midgand moved to tears.
Eek! Forget about them! I'll be the one crying if I tried that!
Poor Bienfu. Every time Mogulu teases him, I feel like I could cry too.
Not worth my time.
Is this also part of the Reaper's curse?
It's an angel's blessing as long as we win.
We've been to all of the Class 4 islands now.
No matter how many monsters we beat up, they just keep coming!
After years of neglect, malevolence has seeped into the very bones of those places. No matter how many times we hunt them, more come.
Well, I can't complain. They make for good training.
You look pretty happy, Eleanor.
I am. When I think about how we've gone into places too dangerous for the Abbey and aided the public's safety, it makes me feel good. Sticking your neck out for the Abbey when it wouldn't do the same for you sounds like a fool's errand to me.
I don't think so. There's a certain strength to be gained in doing things like that. I take it you're a Bloodwing. Do you have something for me?
Yeah, I've got something I think you'll like. I heard a treasure chest washed up on the rocks of Manon. And get this, nobody can open it.
A treasure chest that won't open?
If it won't open, why doesn't anyone just smash it apart?
The Abbey's throne, who knows how many praetors had it. And not only can they not open it, they can't even budge it.
Ooh, now you're talking my language.
It might be treasure from the far continent.
Do you know something about it, Eisen?
Hush.
I don't see why I should care about it. Thanks anyway.
What was that about, Eisen?
You know something about that treasure chest, don't you?
I think it probably drifted here from the far continent.
Wow, really?
What makes you say that?
It sounds just like something I saw when I was there.
Oh, do go on. I'm all ears.
Let's go give it a look. If we really can't get it to open, I'll cut right through it.
That won't be necessary. I know how to open it. In fact, Eifried was the one who figured it out.
Now I get it. Is that where he found...
Yeah, that's where he found Siegfried.
If that's true, I'd hate to let the Abbey or the Bloodwings get their hands on whatever's inside. Off to Manon we go.
I'll show you the beauty of my
They were nothing.
What?
that the treasure chest from the far continent?
Right then. Eisen, how do we go about opening it?
I'd still be happy to cut it open, you know.
Don't. You'll probably end up cutting what's inside.
There's a password. It means wealth in the language of the far continent. Von Eltia.
It opened!
What? That's all it took? Talk about anticlimactic. I didn't know the ship's name came from the far continent.
Yeah. An engineer who helped design the ship was familiar with technology from there. He probably supplied the name. And by that bizarre twist of fate, Siegfried came into Eifried's hands.
So what's inside? Anything interesting?
It's a book.
Ugh, that's so lame. You're killing me here.
It's really old, but it's written in a language I can read. It's titled Research Notes on Siegfried and Its Special Abilities.
Wait, so it's like a manual for using Siegfried?
Yeah. Some of it's missing, but I'm pretty sure.
Another twist of fate!
Fee, keep going. Let's hear more.
Believed to be a relic from the Avarost period, Siegfried utilizes an embedded formula to enable its wielder to manipulate mana. The commonly held belief is that Siegfried can alter, and thereby amplify, the mana of its host. But this is only its most basic capability, which is utilized to initiate and control its true functions.
Its true functions? Does that mean it can do more?
It looks that way. Our analysis suggests that Siegfried was originally created as a specialized anti-dragon weapon.
Oh my, the plot thickens.
To that end, Siegfried can fire volitional bullets that bestow certain special effects upon its targets. These bullets, made from crystallized mana, can cause disabilities depending on the intent with which they have been imbued. Known bullet varieties include one that can sever power links, and one capable of temporarily blocking out the influence of malevolence.
Bullets that block malevolence, huh?
Does it say where these bullets are?
No. Sorry, the rest is too worn to read.
That's all right.
We can't be sure if it's true or not, but it sounds plausible at least.
Eisen, how about we go looking for those bullets?
No, I have no need for them.
But if you had them, you could...
I have other things I need to worry about. And anyway, Siegfried belongs to Zavid now. Laphicet, next time you see him, I want you to tell him what you read.
Are you sure?
Please. I have a feeling he'll track those bullets down, even if he has to cross the whole world looking for them.
All right, I'll tell him. I promise.
Lo, is this another twist of fate in the making? But how, oh how will it turn out? Can't you be serious just once in your life?
I think she's just saying Eisen's doing the right thing, in her own weird way. And it's true that nobody knows what the future holds.
That's for sure. And I like it that way.
Do you really mean that?
I do. It would be pretty boring to know everything that's coming, don't you think?
That's fair.
I have no...
Another hunting team sent to Hexen Isle was wiped out. Maybe we really are in over our heads.
Quit your whining. If we don't take out that dragon, we'll never get into the Calyx. We're operating under the direct order of Lord Artorius himself.
But how can we hope to complete our mission without Lord Shigure and the other legates?
There's a dragon on Hexen Isle?
Perhaps the one that was caught in the Calyx got loose?
I don't think so. It sounds like the one we fought some time ago.
It has to be Silva.
Rein it in, kiddo. That dragon is bad news. I rather like not being a smear on the ground or a slowly dissolving mass inside a dragon's digestive tract. We'd best leave it be.
What? Do you feel obligated to help him?
Not exactly. Even when we were together, we never talked. I mean, we didn't have any feelings or free thought. We were just there. If you'd taken him with you instead of me, I'd probably have turned into a dragon by now myself. He's beyond saving, but at the very least, I want him to be at peace.
It's your funeral. I'll stick around to clean up what's left.
I'll go too.
Me too.
I'm in. Everyone deserves closure.
Oh, to be young and fearless. You do realize if we lose, there won't even be any dental records left to identify us by? I'll show you the beauty of my spearwork! You won't get away! You won't get away! Is that all you got? This fight is over!
Show him how.
Don't waste my time. This is hell.
I'm stuck! I'll drag you down and grind you into earth! And watch the fire! Crash through!
Come on, really? Looks like he's recovered all right.
Oh, come on! Give us a break already! I bet even Inominat couldn't stop this thing!
Then this'll be the perfect warm-up.
Am I just imagining things? Or does he look like he's even stronger?
It isn't your imagination. It looks like he's absorbing the malevolence from all around the Calyx.
There's still time to run if you want to. This dragon is no joke.
I'm sorry, Silva. I used you so I could escape. But this time, I won't run away. You're going down, Silva!
No tricks! Just a straight up battle!
I'll try! I just remembered something. One time, when Lady Teresa was punishing me, Silva stood right by my side, just like this. He didn't say a word, but his presence was a comfort.
I see.
Sorry, Silva. And Velvet, back at Helives. Thanks for taking me with you and getting me out of there.
That was basically kidnapping, really.
Maybe, but I want to thank you all the same.
You don't have to, Fee. Really. You've come a long way. That's because you put in the effort, not me.
The sensation. Is the calyx still functional?
Well, seems we're done here.
I wouldn't be so sure about that if I were you.
What do you mean?
The calyx is a series of ancient ruins unearthed and brought back to life by Melchior.
But now that he's kicked the bucket, Artorias might be the only one who can actually control the place.
Oh, you know, you can never be too sure of what the future holds, right? That's all I meant.
Foe worth killing. Good start. No escape. Double hit. Eat
Wow! I ain't seen people in forever! Not since Artorias and his bunch. You've met Artorias before? Met him? Boy, I tell you what, I've done way more than that. Once, we all went adventuring with Artorias and the king himself. If you can believe it. We traveled the world, purifying malevolence and spreading the blessings of Malakim.
Wait, the king?
Yes, ma'am. The one and only King Claudin, who ended the era of darkness.
The Hero King? How could someone from the distant past be traveling with Artorias?
Between you and me, little lady, he used an oath to live about another 300 years. Heck, he was even the former head of the Exorcists.
King Claudin was the head of the Exorcists?
He held that post for a real long time, but then he met Artorias, who was an orphan. The king couldn't have been happier. He found an earnest pupil, a perfect candidate for his successor. But then, things took a mighty sad turn for the worse.
What happened?
All the other Norman who traveled with us are on their way to the place where Claudin died. The place known as Loringen. If you want to know more, you ought to ask them.
It's hard to believe that King Claudin, the former head of the Exorcists, and Artorias' teacher were all the same person.
It's not so unbelievable. Melchior was using the same oath. I'd even go a step further and say that Melchior was imitating Claudin to get in his inner circle.
Hold on. You didn't happen to know Claudin, did you?
Afraid not. I never met the man in person. But I knew he had enough quirks to really get the old geezer's goat sometimes. I mean, he gave up wealth and power to protect the world as an exorcist. The man lived for his work in the same way that a fish lives to swim in the sea.
And Artorias is the one who took his place.
For now, let's just focus on getting to Loringen. Listen, Velvet. If nothing else, I think you should find the truth for your own sake.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Hey, I've got a question. Were you one of the Norman who traveled with Artorias?
Why, sure! Are you a relative of his or something?
Tell me, what happened here?
No can do! That ain't something I can just go blabbing about!
I'm a follower of Melchior's, who in turn stood behind Claudin. Please, we'd like to know.
Well then, this place is where Claudin died. It all happened more than 10 years ago. Claudin had taken an oath never to kill, but he broke it to save the life of Artorias, his most beloved disciple.
Another death on his hands.
Nah, Artorias didn't do nothing wrong. There was no other way Claudin could have saved the boy. Besides, Claudin had nearly stretched that oath to its limits. Claudin believed in the purity of Artorias' spirit. He entrusted his hopes and the very future of the world to his disciple. Sad thing is, Artorias just kept blaming and blaming himself for the death of his master.
That sounds like him.
So he tried to do everything he could to live up to Clauden's ideals, with no one else to help. He traveled the world teaching folks about Malachine and them dreadful demons, and how important it is to have a pure heart. But people had lived in peace so long, they didn't care for his stories. And in the end, the 4 Empyreans drifted into slumber. Once again, Artorias felt he had nobody to blame but himself. So what did he do? He started talking about how if we stuck with him, he'd turn us into demons. So he journeyed to the east, all by his lonesome.
He went east.
Say! How is Artorias doing these days? What's he been up to?
Thanks for sharing your story. I know it must not be the easiest thing to talk about.
Midgand has become a dangerous place. You should go back to Norman Island before you turn into a demon.
So, our young head exorcist, racked with despair and helplessness, gave everything up and headed to the east! So then, to Eastgand, I guess?
Maybe to a ball.
Velvet, why don't we stop in a ball? I feel like we're being called there.
Yeah, I feel it too.
Once I saw this place, it all started to make sense. Artorias must have lived a happy and peaceful life here.
Who are you?
Who, me? I'm a Norman who traveled the continent with Artorias years ago. He's been on my mind quite a lot lately. So I followed a rumor that led me here.
That Princessia. Were you the one who put it out?
Nope, wasn't me. It was already here when I arrived. Do you know the deeper symbolic meaning behind the Princessia flower?
It can mean an irreplaceable treasure, or that you wish them well for years to come.
Then the one who planted it was...
Yep, that's right. The person lying in this grave saved the life of a certain someone who had been worn down and broken by his mission. Thank you. The poor fellow. He was always so serious. So deadly, deadly serious. And he was practically always being strangled by his own conscience. So much so that he deluded himself into believing he needed to erase the emotions of the human race he so dearly loved. Please, if I may, somehow, some way, set the poor guy free.
Oh, I intend to. But my version of setting him free might be a bit different from yours.
Well, I'm still counting on you, Lord of Calamity.
I think I understand Artorias' past now.
Yeah. No matter who you are or how far up the chain you climb, life never entirely goes your way.
You said it. As much as he claims to be a man of reason, he still managed to give in to sentiment enough to plant flowers here.
Not only can he not protect the ones he loves, he can't even permit himself to be free.
Indeed. But I think that's human nature, too.
I suppose. But I'd also say he has an inner strength like no one else. He lost his master and his wife, and yet he overcame those failures to rise again as the shepherd.
I get that. But it doesn't absolve his crimes. I have to settle the score with him.
Yeah. I'll be with you until the very end, Velvet.
Are you sure that's really something you want to say in front of your sister's gravesite?
All the more reason. She should hear this.